At the height of Harvey's fury in Houston, thousands of people sought refuge in the city's convention center. While the numbers have gone down, for those who are still there, the sense of desperation is still high. Special correspondent Marcia Biggs has our report.
It's been one of the symbols of the Hurricane Harvey disaster, and the George R. Brown Convention Center is still bustling today. At its highest point since Harvey made landfall 10 days ago, the center was catering to 10,000 people. Today, only around 1,400 remain as full residents. But those who remain are seemingly some of the most vulnerable.
I don't have no friends and no family. I mean, if they do, they flooded out just as well as I am.
Cheryl Conley has been here since last Tuesday. She has congestive heart failure and epilepsy and hasn't been able to reach her landlord, even though she's heard that her apartment is flooded and mold infested. How desperate are you to get out of here?
On a scale from 1 to a million. I'm trying to see why FEMA keep having my status pending, when I have a letter right here from the doctor saying that I'm critical care, that I have congestive heart failure and seizures, and nobody's doing nothing about it.
For now, she says she has nowhere to go. People like Cheryl are turning to the legion of lawyers set up in the lobby.
Mostly about visas expiring.
Rita Lucido is a private lawyer and activist coordinating the effort. She says the biggest issues today surround filing for benefits and knowing about renters' rights.
Talk to your landlord about getting your belongings out if anything's left. Ask them if it's safe to go in. And you can negotiate with your landlord to transfer your security deposit to another apartment. Those are the kind of really very practical legal answers for folks who are in a precarious situation.
But renters' rights are way beyond the problems some here are facing. Donna Morrissey is the Red Cross spokesperson.
We have a wide array of people who have special needs. We have people who are in wheelchairs, people who have very serious medical conditions, people who are homeless. The point to remember is that there are a lot of significant problems that any city has prior to the storm making landfall, and they're going to be here after the storm clears, and we're trying to help rebuild.
Shina Galvin, homeless for 2 years, had been living under a bridge. Her local food pantry shut down during the storm, and she came to the convention center.
I was very grateful to have this place to come to.
How long will you stay?
Until I can get out on my feet, or until they shut this down. And then after that, I don't know where I'll go.
So in a way, the storm gave you a place to go.
It did. It did give me a place to go to.
John, as you can see here behind me, people have been coming and going all day long. When I asked the Red Cross how long this shelter is going to be open, I was told there is no set date for closure.
So no end in sight, Marcia. It's now been 10 days since Harvey made landfall. What sorts of people are there now?
Well, it's a real mix of people. You definitely have those who have gone back to their homes, but they're coming back every day for supplies, for medical help, for legal aid. But you also have those residents that are still here that haven't been able to go home. And for them, it's a very bleak picture. They're homeless. They've got disabilities. These are people that have been struggling since way before the storm, and these are issues that have just been compounded. They've been trying to get back on their feet before, and they've just been knocked back down.
Marcia, the federal officials here in Washington have said that people should not have feared to go to shelters. People who needed food, water, shelter should not have worried about an immigration roundup. They said they would not be asked their immigration status. Are people trusting that?
There is a lot of fear. I spoke to one woman today who lives in an apartment complex, and she was here getting some supplies for people in that building. She told me that there had been some undocumented workers in her apartment complex that had been evicted because they'd been unable to pay their rent. They hadn't been able to work during the storm. Of course, they're too afraid to come here for supplies, for shelter, and for that necessary legal aid. So this is an issue that's definitely on the minds of the lawyers who are volunteering here. Of course, they're trying to help those immigrants who still have cases pending. And, of course, if they don't have a home for their summons to appear in court to plead their case, if they can't receive that summons, then they may be penalized for failure to appear.
Marcia Biggs in Houston, thank you very much.
Thank you.